Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Sidney J. Watson Arena for the Brunswick girls ice hockey versus Penobscot standoff this evening. It is about 7:30 p.m. We have a bit of a different crew for you guys this evening. Oscar Gartside will be on camera, and I will be your sole commentator for now. We're hoping to be joined by Robert Bowen in a little bit, but as of now, I'm all you got. Lineup change here for the Dragons. We will not be seeing Solveig Ledwick in the first line. This is uncommon. Sorry, we got a little playback here. One sec. All right. As I was saying, we will not be seeing Solveig Ledwick in the first line. Rather, we're assuming she'll be in the second line coming off the bench. We can only assume that Coach Ledwick is doing this to try and strengthen his second line as a tactical change. In place of Ledwick, we'll have Vital in the starting lineup. We'll see a face-off at center ice in just a moment. So the Dragons this evening will be facing Penobscot. Now, you may be asking yourself, what exactly is Penobscot? And you'd be asking a great question. It is a combination of 6 schools. We have Bangor, Brewer, Hampton Academy, John Baptist, Old Town, and Orono. Oscar, how excited are we for this game tonight?
Very excited, Kaz. It's going to be a great one.
This is Oscar's first time on the broadcast, so give him a warm welcome. He'll be working the camera tonight. We got a bit of an ugly setup where we do not have Beware in his tripod, so we'll be moving it back and forth manually. Shouldn't be too bad, but just giving you folks a heads up at home. Face-off will be taken by Harum at center ice against Izzy Bordeaux. Won by the Dragons and sent up the ice. Quickly scooped up by number 6, Bella Saucier, who looks to fire down ice. Connects with number 9, Charlotte Horton. Can't connect a pass, though. McCormick of the Dragons will scoop it up. And out to Countway. Countway flying down. Contested heavily by Saucier, though. And Saucier will win that duel up to Charlotte Horton. Estrada already in the mix looking for the fight. And we'll see a quick sub out from Countway. Chloe Flynn on for the Dragons. Nobody quite dominant yet. McCormick scoops it up, looks for a pass. Broken up by number 13 there. That would be Ella Davis of Penobscot, of the Pioneers. Saucier can't quite get anything on it. Here comes Vital the other way for the Dragons. Looks to fire. Won't go. Saved by number 1, Abby DeRogier of the Pioneers. Good fight from Estrada there on Ella Davis. Davis comes around the other way. Sorry, that is Ashlyn Dearborn, not Ella Davis. Ledwick now in for the Dragons. Looks to fire. Won't go as it's deflected off of a Pioneer's leg. Flynn now fighting for the puck. And scooped up by Parham, who's looking to get somebody, and she does. Won't go there. It was her identical twin, Sydney Parham, on the shot. Flynn now fighting for it. Are we going to see a trip there? I mean, that looked like a trip, sir. Huh? But then again, VHSN, refs are always right. That's what we always say. Robert would be echoing that with me if he were here. Puck passes Countway, Donahue, and Vital as it slides down to the ice. We'll get an icing call early. And we will see an offensive zone face-off for the Dragons, I believe. On now for the Dragons, we have number 14, Solveig Ledwick, number 11, Maeve Donahue, 6, Parham, 27, Vital, and 17, Countway. Face-off taken between number 8, Jessica Sass, and Parham. Back out to Donahue, who looks for the pass. Can't quite get control of it and is contested quickly by Emma Laprino. Scuffle at mid-ice, but Countway comes out with it. Contested early by Emma Laprino again, and she will slip and fall. Puck retained by number 29 of 29, Lily Rand, and it's frozen up by Hensley Labonte. We're going to see an offensive zone faceoff for the Pioneers now, taken in theory here by Jessica Sass against Brunswick's own Sitlali Estrada. Sass and Estrada now. Sass shot early, and that will go into the top left corner. That was an odd goal. Pioneers strike early. It appeared the puck took flight after the faceoff and was quickly chipped up by Sass into the top left corner. Not an ideal start for the Dragons. Thankfully, still plenty of time here. Oscar, what's your take on that goal? Give me a rundown.
I've not seen that happen much, and it looked quite lucky from my eyes. It looks like the backhand of a stick, and it kind of went by the goalie there.
That sounds about right, Oscar. It was an odd goal nonetheless. Face-off won here by the Pioneers, as it will be Ella Davis contesting Quinn McCormack. Some board shoving there. Number 4 now in it. Izzy Bordeaux being. Parham looking to go the other way. Fighting off Davis. Parham sends that one down ice. No icing, as I'll call it, tip. Bumped out by DeRozier, the goalie. And Missoula Long is in hot pursuit. Parham can't quite get a hold of it. We'll see some line changes from the Dragons as Delia Vital right on the puck. And they are contesting number 16, Alice Sapil. We're going to get a call here. Oscar, what are we seeing?
Offsides is this.
We will see an offsides call expertly stated by rules analyst Oscar Gartside. It's very nice to have an in-house rules analyst. I am not the best hockey player, nor known for my hockey knowledge. Face-off taken between Parham and Sass. Parham will win this one, but Davis will retain possession. Sorry, not Davis. Dearborn. Ooh, snazzy move there from Leprino. She looks to fire, but it won't go. Vital scoops up, looks down ice. Now Parham's got it. Natalie Parham looks to fire, leaves it for Countway. Countway's shot is deflected by Isabel Long. Ledwick in defense now, looking to make something happen. Heavily pressured by 23, Emily Cloudier. And we'll see an advantage for the Pioneers. Natalie Parham scoops it up and sends it down. And we will see an icing call. Oscar, where's that icing call going to end up?
That will be down on the Dragons side of things.
So in the Dragons' defensive zone, the Pioneers' offensive zone, we'll see an offensive zone face-off now for the Pioneers. On the ice now for the Pioneers, we have number 16, Elise Appeal. We have number 4, Izzy Bordeaux. We have number 13, Ella Davis. We have number 5, Olivia Vives. And number 6, Bella Saucier. Missoula Long of the Dragons looks to win that. Can't get it all the way up. Contested by Flynn. Bordeaux looks to fire. Davis now won't go. Chased out by number 9, Charlotte Horton. We are still sitting at 1-0 here. Open shot from Bordeaux just over the bar. Out to Davis around the back of the net. Contested by Sitlali Estrada of the Dragons. Sends it out wide to Flynn, who can't get a stick on it. Nice save there by Hensley Labonte. Sometimes those near post ones are a bit tricky. Dragons finally get some breathing room. Look to make a line change here. Parham back on for the Dragons, as is Vital. Now we'll see it out to Parham. Can't quite make anything happen with it. Davis over to Saucier. Ledwick can't get anything on it, but McCormack scoops it up. Tries to get it out to Vital, but it's intercepted by Davis. Natalie Parham now pushing the lines. Dragons do have a 3-on-2. Tries to leave it off for Countway, but it won't go. Ledwick looks to fire. Big shot by Ledwick, but it won't go. Great save by DeRozier of the Pioneers there. Ledwick regroups here. Gathers it. Sends it long to Countway. Countway can't quite get anything on it, and we will see an icing call here. What are we going to see? Offsides, maybe? Who knows? Whatever it is, we'll see something. All right. Not the greatest start here for your Dragons. However, we do have 9 minutes and 40 seconds left in the first period, so it's, there's time on the clock still, guys. We got plenty of time here. Face-off taken between Natalie Parham and number 8, Jessica Sass. Parham hits the deck hard. Sass ends up with it shot on, frozen by Labonte. We'll see another offensive zone face-off here for the Dragons. Or sorry, for the Pioneers. Face-off again to be taken between Sass and Parham. Sass does not get anything out of that, and Vital looking to go the other way, but she can't. Ledwick now looking to maneuver expertly. Comes around the back of the net. And up to Vital. Vital can't quite get her stick on it, and Vital in hot pursuit the other way. We will see an icing call, though. These refs love their icing calls. Of course, that is the right call. And there's no anger from anybody here. We will see another offensive zone face-off for the Pioneers, who have dominated possession earlier. And this is the same spot and the same player taking the face-off that won them a goal a few minutes ago. Sass versus Parham now. Parham does win that one. Back out to her twin sister, Sydney Parham. Sass gets another something on it. McCormick gets a stick in there. Now Countway looks to go the other way as she's pressured by number 22, Haley Schutte. Countway still going, but off Parham's foot. Tries to send it long, but it's gathered by Bella Saucier. Out to Vital. Vital not afraid of the long-range shot, and she'll shoot. Ooh, just wide for Vital, just a bit outside. But Vital fighting for it back quickly. We'll see some help here from Estrada. Pioneers do come out with it. That is number 2, Adriana Frost, I believe. Sorry, no, that is number 8, Jessica Sass. But here comes the other way, number 14, Emma Laprino. Won't go for her. Quickly gathered by Quinn McCormack of the Dragons here, number 3. Looks to shoot, deflected by number 16, Elise Sapil. Delia Vital pressuring. And that is number 4, Izzy Bordeaux with the intercepted pass and quickly regathered. Ledwick now scoops it up, looking to get a little breathing room for the Dragons here. She'll go around the back of her own ice. Little fancy 360 move of sorts there. Now, folks, I know I instructed you last game to watch Lionel Messi highlights after the game and compare them to Solveig Ledwick highlights, and there are some known similarities, and I feel like we're seeing those again here today. Anyway, back to the game. Ledwick fighting for it, consistently double-teamed, and we will see Donahue in hot pursuit of a puck that will likely be called icing, and it is. All right, not sure. I think we're going to have an icing call here as the Dragons will make some changes. Ira Jerome on for the first time tonight. Face-off will be between number 6, Natalie Parham, who's cemented herself as a face-off player for these Dragons, versus number 4, Izzy Bordeaux. Ledwick scoops it up, puts it back in. Won't go, and Countway will be the first to that one. Sends it back in. It's a dangerous zone here. Jerome out to Ledwick. Ledwick looks to shoot. Deflected by number 6, Bella Saucier, who is skating the other way, but expertly defended by Ledwick, and Parham scoops it up for the Dragons. And taken around the back by number 12, the Pioneers, Ashlyn Dearborn. Perhaps that was number 13, actually, Ella Davis. Sometimes when the jerseys get rolled up, Davis and Dearborn are hard to tell apart because the 3 looks like a 2 and the 2 looks like a 3. But now here's Davis flying the other way. Looks to shoot, cuts through one defender, cuts through a second. That was filthy, ladies and gentlemen, and will be 2-0 up for the Pioneers here at Sidney J. Watson Arena. That was gorgeous. There's not much else to say about that one. You know, Oscar, we're going to go to Oscar for some thoughts on this one.
I mean, that takes a lot of skill. Not everyone on the ice can do that. That is a special goal.
Yeah, that's not one you'll see every day, ladies and gentlemen. We're 2-0 up here for the Pioneers now. 6 minutes and 26 seconds remain in the first period. Face-off between Estrada and Sass goes to the Dragons. McCormick now back out to Parham, who sends it down. Can't be collected. Now, for the Dragons, those of you confused at home, we do have Sydney Parham, number 18, and Natalie Parham, number 6. Hard to distinguish just from a name basis, but if you're watching, normally the numbers tell them apart, 18 being Sydney, number 6 being Natalie. Bit of a collision here. Hard to see. Missoula Long comes out with it, though, as she contested number 29, Lily Rand. Estrada now with it, pressured by, I believe this is Dearborn now. Estrada's shot won't go. Vital tries to backhand it in, it won't go. And Long back on it. Pioneers looking to get some breathing room, and they won't get it as McCormick scoops it up and sends it back around. This will be Dearborn back on the puck. Vital in pursuit, hard pressure here. Can't get a lot going yet. Now the Dragons, despite having a lot of pressure on this zone, have not had any real opportunity yet. Parham puts a stick in, but number 23, I want to say. Yeah, 23, Emily Claudia. Folks, this is not what we were expecting to see tonight. That was a ripper. We'll once again turn to our expert. We do not have, our expert is off the clock for a moment here. We're going to go to our instant replay booth, which we are luxurious enough to have here. You folks at home, I believe, can just rewind the stream to uncork what exactly just happened. I mean, there's not much to say other than she just sent that one from a ways away and scored it. Still, we've seen the Dragons come back before. This is the Dragons' third game of the season. They've started out 1-1. They had a nice 5-4 overtime win over Gorham a couple days ago, and they started off with a heartbreaking 2-1 overtime loss to Yarmouth. Now today, they trail 3-0 with 5 minutes and 7 seconds left in the first. The nice thing about having 3 goals scored in a unit period, especially in this case, is that the comeback will be only sweeter. Now, we do get a coach's timeout here from the Dragons, I believe. Ledwick looking to talk it over with his players. Can only imagine he's saying something along the lines of, you know, we're not out of this yet. We got to keep our spirits high. Still all kinds of time left. We need to remain focused and strong as a team. Coach's timeout wraps up here. We'll see a face-off at center ice between number 4, Izzy Bordeaux, and number 6, Natalie Parham. Face-off goes to the Pioneers, and it is collected by Sapil, who sends it up to Davis. McCormack tries to send it long. Vital can't get a stick on it. That's Bordeaux back to... And that is heartbreaking. Another goal here for the Penobscot Pioneers. A good sequence of play from them, as I believe it was Bordeaux who sent it down to Davis, and then Davis back to Bordeaux who sent it in. I am just realizing here, folks, that I have not been recording stats. Robert Bowen is going to be very upset. The six-town team of Penobscot is up on the Dragons 4-0 now with just under 5 minutes to go in the first period. And once again, we need to give a huge shout-out to the Bowdoin College for allowing Brunswick sports programs to utilize this wonderful rink. We are very lucky and appreciative to Bowdoin, and we hope that they do know that. Not sure what the call is here. Oscar, any insights?
I honestly have no idea. I can't tell you.
We're not entirely sure what's going on here. All right, well, so we'll see a mid-zone face-off between Parham and Bordeaux, which is won by Bordeaux, but the Dragons are hot on the tail. Sapil sends it out. McCormick cannot get a stick on it. Donahue can, as Ella Davis flying down the other direction. Cuts in, but thankfully Ledwick was able to deflect that. We saw that earlier from Ledwick. Vital by herself now, 1-on-3, sends it down. Fighting for it, and she's just got back up now in Countway. Ledwick scoops it up at the top of the 18. Looks to fire. Won't go. Great save by DeRozier. Puck appeared to be deflected towards the net and into the glove of DeRozier. I think we'll see an offensive zone face-off for the Dragons as some line changes are made by the Pioneers. We will see Estrada of the Dragons versus Sass of the Pioneers. Won by the Dragons, though it can't make a shot out of it. Estrada's still down, now she's up. Parham on it, she's doubled. Estrada can't get a puck on it, and McCormack will keep that in the zone. Play will continue. McCormack once again keeps it in the zone. Long skating hard now, but it's Dearborn who'll scoop that up. Flynn cannot get one on, and it'll leave the zone. Down, and we'll see an icing call.
Icing is determined by
now 3 minutes and 33 seconds remain as the Pioneers lead 4-0. We'll see an offensive zone face-off between number 8, Jessica Sass of the Pioneers, and number 6, Natalie Parham. Face-off won by Parham, back to Ledwick quickly, who shoots and fires. Wow! A lot of power behind that shot from Ledwick. That's one we've seen her hit consistently this year. And yes, consistently. She has scored many goals off of those shots. Frozen by DeRozier. We'll see a line change here from the Pioneers. And another face-off. This time, Bordeaux of the Pioneers and still Parham of the Dragons. Won again by Parham, back to Ledwick once again. Shot won't go, deflected out. And that is Lily Rand of the Pioneers trying to clean it up. Ledwick saves it and turns it back. Behind the net. Vital in pressure now. Not exactly sure what's happening, if I'm being very honest. Vital pressuring Davis now. Ella Davis can't get anything on it. Looks to get it in. Won't happen. Number 4, Izzy Bordeaux. Delia Vital is waving bye-bye to somebody. She is fired up about that one, and we're going to see a little penalty box action here from Izzy Bordeaux, number 4 of the Penobscot Pioneers. Now, the Dragons' power plays this year have not been desirable, but plenty of time to turn that around as we're still early in the season.
Call a slash.
Gartside, what do we have?
I believe that was a slashing penalty.
Give those at home some more details into what that consists of.
I'm pretty sure you can't, like, jar your stick down onto another player because it's a potentially injury-inducing play, and so I believe that's what the call there was.
So potentially injuring play, and we'll see no icing call now due to the power play as that was sent down. Ledwick now carries the puck up, weaves in and out, sends it around, kind of like a roulette ball. Saucier and McCormack went at it for a while. Nothing happens. McCormack out to Ledwick again. Ledwick looks to shoot and does. Won't go. McCormack looks to get one on, and it'll be frozen by DeRozier. This looks like a strong power play from the Dragons so far. Some of the Dragons fans are fired up. We need that student section roaring if we want a chance in this game. We will see Parham versus Davis on the face-off here. First time Davis taking the face-off this evening, sorry. And very contested face-off, won by the Dragons. Out to Ledwick, who looks to shoot and does, just a bit over. Ella Davis now collects and sends it long. No icing call due to the power play again, so that long send from Davis does buy the Dragons some time. Oh, here he is. He's coming on in. Robert Bowen is in the house with Brandon Ware. Delia Vital now looks to fire. Cuts in and out. Shot pulled out of the air. Glove side by DeRozier. And we will see an offensive zone face-off for the Dragons. Dragons have 46 seconds left on the power play. Down 4-0. A goal here would be extremely important. Sent back to McCormack. McCormack finds Ledwick at the back. Into Vital. Vital sends one, and that's going to be off the woodwork. Another one, and that is deflected by Dearborn. Welcome in Robert Bowen, everyone.
Hey guys.
Great to have him back. Ledwick looks to fire. Deflected by somebody in there. And it is collected once again by Ledwick. Dragons now 15 seconds remaining on this power play. Shot around the edge won't go as Vital cleans things up. Countway behind the net. Out to Ledwick, who keeps it in the zone. And the Pioneers have killed the power play. We'll see some line changes here from the Dragons. And now that the power play has been killed, we will see an icing call.
Hey Kaz, I can't help but notice that the score is 4-0. Could you give me a quick rundown of what's been going on?
We have seen...
Oh, by the way, I have been listening. You've been doing a fantastic job.
Thank you, Robert. I'm glad to hear it. So far, Robert, we've seen some extremely high skill level goals from the other team. We saw some cutting in and out, some deep shots, a tap in, and then the rare lob goal in which it was the first goal of the game off the face-off. The keeper was lobbed from Brunswick, which is not something you see all that often in hockey.
No.
Shot won't go there from the Dragons. And that will be... Parham looks to clean it up, trailed by number 14, Emma Laprino. All right. Parham cleans it up, back out to McCormick. Veronica Marino in for the first time for the Dragons tonight. And that'll be 29, Lily Rand of the Pioneers who cleans it up. Hard skating from Sydney Parham there, and that is the end of the first period. We are going to get a Zamboni break, if I'm correct, Robert.
Let's go. Kaz, could you just tell everyone what a Zamboni is?
Zamboni is essentially this awesome machine. It's a Jeep with a superstructure that will scrape the ice and sprinkle the surface with water so that in 7 minutes, a fresh coating of ice is provided.
That is, of course, from the opening program on November 20th, 1956 here.
Bowdoin College was we've been through this a couple times, and those of you, those dedicated viewers, will be familiar with this. Bowdoin was the fourth college in the United States to add a Zamboni to their hockey program, and it was dubbed the Monster. It was bought by a Swedish company, and it was filled with walnut shells, I believe. It still sits in the rafters here.
That's incredible. In the corner.
I believe we can. Yeah. Here, we'll point the camera at it.
Or at the entrance. There's the Monster. Wow, 33 viewers. That's funny because we only had 10 for the boys'
She put on
hockey.
her Instagram story, the best thing after a
Those are all
power.
pages in his podcast.
Oh, there's no power. Wait until you see what I posted on Instagram. Like her on the couch.
I hope so as well. So we'll do the stream for the next 8.5 minutes and get you right back here for our second period of action. Dragons trail 4-0.
Update for you folks at home. We do have Robert Bowen with us now, along with Brandon Ware, and that means the nice tripod is incoming, so the film quality will tick up a few notches. We'll go back to commercial now. Tigers move into the second period of play here. Sidney J. Watson, the ladies, Brunswick girls hockey trails 4-0 to the Penobscot Lions. The good thing about this current status quo is that there's plenty of time left in the clock. I mean, there's plenty of time. When you score a goal, it takes what, 5-10 seconds? I mean, we got 30 minutes of play. Robert, how we feeling?
Well, guys, brought back to last season, the Dragons played together right here at CJ Watson. It was the first girls hockey that we covered on the HFM. It trailed 3-0, and I think it was really not sort of like a score to be scored 3 straight goals. And they ended up losing 40-40. That's still a great game. Of course, now it's 4-0 and not 3-0, but the point stands. They can put together some consecutive goals.
I absolutely agree, Robert. Off to a good start for the Dragons. They'll start off with this wins that puck and finds Countway on the wing. She can't collect it as Saucier fights through it, but now Countway goes to goal. Slide tackle from Countway. McCormick flings one. Won't go. And that is picked up by number 9.
Kaz, when I was watching, once again, on that car ride home, I remember you said that Solveig Level was not on the first line to start the game, but I see now that she is. Take me through that.
I think Dragons need to go full goal mode, and she has been their most consistent scorer this season. So I predict we'll see some heavy minutes from her this period. The tall now looks to shoot, and that'll be off of the knee pad from 14 Rito. One in the back by Dearborn, who was contested by Long, and she... I don't know, Robert. That looked like a foul to me. I'm going to be very honest.
It kind of looked like...
Slap shot to Towel. Give me a nutmeg. Come on. Now frozen by DeRozier.
Very interesting contrast, Kaz, from what I just saw in the boys' game. The boys skated 4 forward lines this afternoon, and the Dragons here are skating 2 lines. Just a crazy contrast there. A lot of skating for these girls.
Yeah, and that just means it's all going to be that much harder on the starting lines. Countway looks to shoot off the deep pad to DeRozier. She didn't quite get the full juice on that one. The tall sends it around the back. And Ledwig comes up with it, contested by Saucier. Ledwig finds the middle, open Countway, and that will just go over the bar. Countway will wish he had that one back. It is a good look, though.
Oscar, could you talk to us about... Oh, never mind.
Back to play here. Natalia looks to fight through it, and she'll send it around the back, scooped up by, that is Countway for the Dragons. Sepiel.
I was just waiting for the action. Oscar, could you talk to us from the perspective of a hockey player? I thought the shot selection there from Jillian Countway, she went for the one-timer and slapped shot both times. Do you think she didn't have enough time to settle for this shot, or...
You know, when you're in the in-game situation, you don't really think. You kind of just play. And honestly, from a coach's perspective, I think he'll be okay with those because when a shot's a shot, and sometimes it doesn't go your way. It's a small goal and a big keeper, and honestly, it's a hard decision to make.
Thank you, Oscar. Thank you very much, Oscar, for that tidbit. And I also see a foolish maneuver by the ref here. He'll put Natalie there.
Yeah, it's either a boarding or just a checking for the...
All good, man. All right. Coming back, scooped up by Dearborn in the back. Tried it down. Rozier out of net to lay it off for Saucier, who rounds the net and comes the other direction. Estrada, the first one there to press. Excellent defense by Estrada. Ledwick will get one up. Dragons looking to be strong on this power play kill once again this season, Robert. We've seen that a lot. Talk me through that.
Yeah, let me just get our stats real quick. On this season, the Dragons are 7 for 7 on power play.
Another big clear from Patel, and DeRozier will bump it back for Dearborn to come scoop up. She'll go the other way with Horton.
Come on, Dearborn.
Another big clear from Ledwick. 22 seconds remaining on this power play kill. Just about 11 minutes left in the second period as the Dragons trail 4-0. That is going to be Izzy Bordeaux. Down and the power play has been held. And now, since the power play was killed, Perham can't connect with Countway, who had a good shot lined up there. Dragons look to win it, but it is going to be Bordeaux the first to it. She turns it over very quickly to Ledwick. He looks to shoot and does, but that will be off the skate of Willie.
Let's use our French background. Has of course
Ledwick the other way now, looks to fire. What a save! Could not quite get the routine pop fly, and it'll be Bella Saucer.
beautiful French last name. This is one of the great tragedies of modern day. But yeah, Cloutier. Nice play.
Thank you, Robert.
Justin Herbert. It's Justin Hebert. Everyone knows. Justin Herbert, of course, the quarterback for the Los Angeles Chargers.
Chargers. Did they play this weekend?
No, I think they're tomorrow.
They play tomorrow?
Tomorrow, yeah.
Shout out to the Chicago Bears.
Wow, what a win,
how
Taz.
you do it. 24-15, and they are getting the respect they deserve. We're going to see a call here. Once again, not entirely sure what the call is. We will be sending in the Pioneer.
Let's see, we're gonna get the.
Per our resident analyst, Oscar Gartside. Holding. Offense. 10-yard penalty.
Play first down.
Ashland Dearborn will enter the penalty box for the Pioneers. We'll see a face-off in which the Dragons come out with the puck. Vital back to Ludwig. Back to Vital. Can't quite get her stick on it. Lily Rand tries to clear. Back out to Ludwig again. She looks to shoot from here, and she will, and it won't go. Ludwig just off the mark there. McCormick can't get anything on it, and it'll be Natalie Parham who send it around to Countway.
Whoa!
There is no stick in the hand of Bella Saucier, and they're playing. The stick is been moved away. 3.5 defenders now. Oh, we're back up to 4 whole defenders. Oh no, sorry, 3.5 still. Bella Saucier does not have her stick. Shot. Bulls go. The Dragons on this power play. Definitely nipping, but can't quite get there. Shot, throws it. McCormack with a great look at the net there, but DeRozier will save that. DeRozier having a wonderful game. We need to give a big shout out to her. As of now, she is going to be earning one of my first stars of the game.
Of course, by the shots on goal counter on our Jumbotron, she had 0 saves on 0 shots on goal. So, of course, Ethan Patterson stuck in a snowstorm in Wisconsin, not working those stats tonight.
We're going to see something. And we are
Cross-check.
blocking the back. Cross-check.
Cross-check on Kaz. Who do you think got the penalty?
For the Dragons.
Looks to shoot, and DeRozier left side get on it. And we're going to see an offensive zone face-off for the Dragons. Minute 31 left on Jillian Countway of the Dragons penalty, and Ashland Dearborn has just 29 seconds left. Face-off by Lily Rand, it appears, but Vital looks to shoot. She will. Dearborn can't quite get anything to freeze it. McCormack tries to get something in, and Bella Saucier will clean it up and look to go the other way. See, I would have just sent it down the ice there. McCormack wins it. Back to Ludwig, who looks to the high striker. Vital, great save by DeRozier once again.
Penalty will release for Pioneers. Dearborn will go to the bench. So power play for the next 48 seconds and counting for the Pioneers.
But that does not seem possible due to the power play. Once again, we're left baffled here. Robert, any insights?
Well, I'll just give a quick scoreboard update. I'm pleased to announce to all the folks at home, I believe this is the final game this season on BHSN where we will not have a scoreboard. So that's very exciting. We will be purchasing that next week. If anyone wants to help out, you may, but it's okay. We can cover it. We'll be purchasing that next week. There are 5 minutes and 50 seconds left in the second period. That's also wrong in the Jumbotron. 5:48 left in the second period. Jeez. And it is 4-0 nonstop.
So scoreless period so far. And power play releases in 15 seconds for the Dragons. So we'll be back to 5-on-5. Now Dearborn will clean it up. And and look to make one last push before the power play releases.
The Dragons' penalty kill is 9 for 9 on the season.
And that's as good as it gets, Robert. 3 9 penalties. Callaway with a low flying stick there, lucky to not have a tripping call. Scooped up at half by Ledwick, who cuts in, cuts out. Ledwick's cross is deflected by Bella Saucier. Oh! Another close one. Callaway could not finish. Tried to be flicked back in. Callaway with another good look. Backhanded shot from Flynn will not go too far.
4 minutes and 22 seconds left in the second period, 4-0 Penobscot. Of course, if you hadn't figured out, the Penobscot River up in northern Maine, and not really northern Maine, because the state is pretty large, but northern for us runs all the way around Brewer, Bangor, Hampton Academy, John Baptist. Of course, Bangor, Hampton, and John Baptist are all in the city of Bangor. You add in there Brewer, and then Old Town and Orono up a little more upstream on the Penobscot.
Now, Robert, call me insane if I am, but is Hampton not its own town?
Hampton is its own town, but is Hampton Academy actually within the Hampton city limits? I don't think so. I think it's within Bangor.
Well, that is
Let me
just,
check a-
that
let me
is
check
just
a-
wrong. That is plain wrong. Anyway, we'll get back on topic here. Ira Jerome's shot won't go in. It'll be frozen by DeRozier.
Darn it. Okay. Hampton Academy is within... You know what? Let me just explain myself. So when we went to go play sophomore year lacrosse, we had an away game at Hampton Academy, and we played at Husson University, which is within Bangor, okay? So I just assumed that the rest of Hampton Academy is also there, but it was just Husson University, okay? Does that make sense?
That does check out. All right. Puck sent out wide. McCormick will clean it up. And can't quite get a hold of that one. Somebody's stick is on the floor, and that would be Emily Labrino. Harum looks to shoot, doesn't quite get the angle to, and it'll be Countway to clean it up. Countway and Labrino going at it, and Harum double team. Oh, across the net. Point blank won't go. DeRozier setting up camp and building a wall here for the Pioneers. She is letting nothing through. We will see another offensive zone face-off for the Dragons. I feel like this game has been riddled with face-offs.
As many games are.
Yeah, very true, Robert. That's something to live your life on. Take that how you will. Countway looks to fire across. Countway still with possession, and shot again saved by DeRozier. He cannot quite pass her today.
2 minutes and 53 seconds left in the second period, 4-0 Penobscot Pioneers.
So good news for you Dragons fans at home. The Dragons are really starting to upgrade their looks at shots. I mean, we have not... Donahue tries to put one on, won't quite go there. Countway now fighting for it. Countway's been a beast behind the net today, looking to get Ledwick. Cuts open, but she's triple teamed. Ledwick now at the back of the net. Expertly maneuvering, and she'll come around the back and flick it with the back of her stick where Countway will get it. Countway now Ledwick now pressured by Davis and Rideau. I think they're getting third party by number 16, Sepiel, is it? And the third party did come through. Ledwick scoops it up. Has Flynn in the middle. Flynn can't get anything on it. And kept in the zone by Donahue, but Rideau. Ledwick will hold it up as she waits for her team to fly. Quinn gets something on it, sends it down the ice. We'll see line changes here from the Dragons.
90 seconds left, Kaz.
Good clock management there, Robert, keeping the folks at home informed. Tall now possesses at the back. Tall sends Bordeaux to the ice. Tall will take it herself now. Shot saved by DeRosa.
Kaz, Delia Vitale has been playing fantastic hockey. She has three goals in the season. 3 goals in the season. 3 of the 6 the Dragons have scored this year. 2 coming on Wednesday against Bowen, that overtime game. She scored 2, including the game winner in overtime. She's playing great on defense, great physical play there to run over a Pioneer and put a shot on net.
Yeah, she was a player who didn't see at the beginning of the preseason. She was not getting many minutes, but after she got in, she didn't really come back out. She's been a vital piece so far.
That's her last name. Come for the sports coverage, stay for the wordplay. That's what we say.
So there's one thing we always said, and that's what it is. Come on.
48 seconds.
Now, an unusual aspect of our filming of this game is the first period was expertly performed by our own Oscar Gartside, but now we do have Brandon Ware back on the camera with his signature tripod and viewer. Cuts in and out. Cuts back out. Cowway winds up with it. Fancy footwork, and that will hit Laprino. Hit the ice. Saucier almost sends one over the wall. Legendary last name, Mike Singletary, former Bears middle linebacker, during the great 1985 Super Bowl run. And that will be the end of the second period of play. Dragons still trail 4-0. Now, Robert, if we were looking at this mathematically, the Dragons conceded 4 goals in the first period, 0 in the second. So the only logical thing to balance the equation would be the Dragons
concede -4 goals in the third period.
Exactly,
Which
Robert.
how do you score -4 goals? Oh, you score those goals.
Boom, double negative. Concede negative, both negative terms. I sense 4 goals in the Dragons, Robert.
I completely agree. And Kaz, jokes aside, mathematical. Jokes aside, confidence of vocabulary there. Mathematical tomfoolery aside, this is a Dragons team that score goals very quickly. They have had so many opportunities to score, Kaz. I think that they absolutely could score more in 15 minutes. Sylvia Ledwick has 3 this season. Delia Vitale has 3. They're going to score at least 1 or 2. And if they can score 1 or 2, they've had the opportunity to score 4. This game is not over, but yeah, it is 4-0 Pioneers, so they're going to have to lock in as the field side if they want to advance to 2-1.
Robert, we're going to do some quick math here for you folks, and then we'll take it to commercial.
Want a 15 divided by 4?
Well, no, here's what I was going to do. I was going to do, in the state championship game last year, the Dragons scored 2 goals in 27 seconds, was it?
Okay, 2 times 0.48 per minute, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so 0.96, and then times that by 15. So if they score at that pace, they will win 14.4. Is that what you're getting at?
14.4 naturally rounds up to 15, so 15 to 4.
Because you can't score half a goal. So you can't score half a goal, so that means it must be +1. So the Dragons, if they play like they did to get the state championship for those 27 seconds, they will be winning this game 15-4. So please announce that.
Yep, we have breaking news here. The Dragons will be winning 15-4 if our calculations are correct. Obviously, the scoreboard does not reflect that yet, but
they will.
That's what
And
the third period's for.
that is why you should come back after these 8 minutes and 15 seconds are up. So thank you for joining us here, folks. We'll see you awfully soon. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Bowen College here at Arena Caz for our third and final period of action for Brunswick girls ice hockey team's third regular season game. Their first two both went to overtime. They lost with Vitale going in. Beautiful poke check by Julia Vitale to stop that rush. Pass, good pass. Here's a shot and a goal. Wow, the announcer drinks. If I've ever had one. Ella Davis puts the fifth one in the back of the net for the Pioneers about, what was that, 30 seconds after I said they haven't given us a goal?
Just about, Robert. I think we jinxed that one there, but still 14 minutes to score 5 goals for the Dragons. It's not impossible.
Just, they've been dominating time of possession.
Those at home will be happy to hear that my hopes are still high.
Oh, okay, guys. Oh, we're fine. Yeah. Well, I was kind of worried trailing 5-0, but as his hopes are high, guys. So I think we're going to be just fine. 13:47 here in the third period.
Robert, I think it's a bit unfair that we are the sole town of Brunswick on this team and they get to have 6 towns. I mean, it's just more opportunity to field playoffs.
Yeah, 6 towns all along that Penobscot River. Of course, 2 of the schools within the Bangor city limits, and then you have one in Hampton, and then Old Town in Orono, as well as Brewer. Dragons will get a change. They'll send on Countway, Ledwick, and Aram for forwards, as well as Patel and Aram for defense. You know, just waiting for her to turn her shoulder so I can see the shoulder. We got there. 13:09 here in the third period. Puck drop will be won by Ledwick. She turns and gets it back to Patel. Patel looking ice. Yes, Countway one touch later. Ledwick will look across.
We'll have to get a history play on that. I think we need to do full-blown investigation on the NBA. As opposed to doing the officials that already left. And every sport in the state is in need of officials. If you would like to.
But here is a breakaway for the Penobscot Pioneers. It wouldn't go. And Patel takes the net off its pegs. Wow. Gee. How about that? That was Ella Davis who was all alone and couldn't put it away. It was a poke check by Hensley Labonte that stopped that run. That is a incredibly heads-up play by Labonte. Don't try to save the shot and just stop it from happening. But I want to show you guys this, what they called offsides here. I don't know if you two understand the offsides rule, but you know that. Oh, is it because she entered before the puck? That's crazy. She has possession of the puck. How is that the rule, guys? If you're in possession of the puck and then you enter before the puck, that's offside.
Inside, cut back, and then backhand it into the
Davis
back of the
leads it
net.
up for Bordeaux.
See another mess going into the net, and
Ooh. I believe she is down. Is that Davis?
that's more than just Davis, Bowen. We've got all kinds of people down, but they're all getting up, so we're all right.
Davis and Bordeaux both stand. 11:54 left. I keep saying first because that's what the Jumbotron says. It's the third period. It is the third period. It's 5-0. It is the third period. 11:54 left in the third period.
We need to get Ethan Patterson back on the scoreboard so he can.
Ethan, of course, stuck in Wisconsin. Probably not still. He's probably on an airplane by now. Ethan, just go ahead and send a nice text message and we'll find out your whereabouts. Of course, Ethan has all three of the Dragons preseason games today due to that snowstorm. Which, of course, that you saw that same snowstorm in rebound, a couple of saves by Lamonte. You can see the same if you watched the Michigan versus Ohio State football game today. You saw some snow on the field. It was snowing during the game. That same snowstorm out there in Michigan, Wisconsin, you know, it's pretty close. Same reason, same snowstorm is the reason that we couldn't make it home. So,
Go Buckeyes.
Oscars, go ahead.
Go Buckeyes.
Buckeyes get their first win over Michigan in what, 5 years?
5 years, but they won all 8 before that.
Peace, girls. Oh, step up there.
Neutral zone back in the Dragons defensive zone. Patel facing after it, but collect. 10:47 to go in the third. Dragons still down 5-0. Had the microphone fall out of the phone, and my entire time doing this. Here's a nice move by Ella Davis, and she scores 6-0. That is Davis's third of the night. Hat-trick for 13 in black, and it is a 6-0 lead for Bangor Brewer, Old Town Orono, John Baptist, and Hampton Academy.
That is the third goal from Ella Davis, and that is all too familiar to the first one. I mean, that is deja vu if I've ever had it before. Fakes one way, goes the other, back to the net. It's a skilled play. You know, you got to give it up. And here she comes again.
Where I'm from, we call that the forehand backhand maneuver. Is that what they call it where you're from too, Oscar?
You know, I don't think that has a name, but it's a very effective move when trying to score, and it's happened twice tonight.
9 minutes and 45 seconds left.
Where Oscar is from, they would say, cheeky.
McCormick will collect in the defensive zone. Pressured there by Charlotte Horton.
Yo, Cass.
Now, this is not the best day for Brunswick ice hockey overall. Boys teams did not hold up all that well earlier in the preseason game, and the girls team is not the best outing.
Kaz, I do believe we are going to have to shut down the entire channel because we streamed 4 Brunswick hockey games today, and they will go 0-4 in those 4 games. Brunswick will. I think we're going to have to just shut the entire thing down.
I think that the channel needs to be just perma-banned from Instagram, from all social media platforms. What were the scores of the boys' games, Robert?
9-2 against Falmouth, one of the best teams in the state. 5-3 against Greeley, missing their best player, Ethan Patterson. And then 7-2 against Scarborough, another one of the best teams in the state. So a lot of stuff to build on for the Dragons. They scored multiple goals in every game. Here's a chance, though, for Parham. She has Ledwick open in the middle. Can't get it to her, though.
Robert, if my
Nice hit by Sydney Parham, but that will be a penalty, as good, clean hits like that are, of course, illegal in this sport of girls hockey. But I don't know, Kaz. I don't love to see that called, but if those are the rules, I just guess I don't understand the rule is my point.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking to John Paul Polton, Brunswick student, senior, ex-hockey player earlier, and he and I came to the conclusion that the checking penalty is somewhat up to the ref's discretion, and that it is technically not allowed, but they really, sometimes they call it, sometimes they don't. And one more little thing I was going to add earlier. Dragons hockey has, on the day, scored 7 goals and conceded 27. So, about good save there by Labonte, but for about every goal they score, roughly 5 are scored on them. So not what we're hoping to see.
I don't know about that math. I think that would be 3.9.
Yeah, sure.
7 into 27. 7 into 28 would be 4.
Yeah. I was doing the total goals scored is 7 plus 27 is 34. 7 out of 34 is roughly 1/5. My math is incorrect, though.
Kaz and I are in the same AP Calculus BC class. We have that first period on Monday. Miss Dolan, if you're watching, shout out. 8 minutes to go here in the third. I was going to say something else. Oh, yes. So Sydney Parham in the box now for that checking penalty. That is very interesting. Jillian Cantway's not going to like that. That puts Sydney Parham in the lead on the team with 3 penalties as the most on the team. Jillian Cantway probably going to have to do something about that to take the lead in that category soon.
Well, we're not counting preseason games.
Oh, and will we get it right there? No. Right on cue, though. Big hit. No call.
There was one preseason game where I believe Cantway spent 16 minutes in the penalty box. One of those was a 12-minute penalty, and the other 2 were just good old smashing hits. So those not being included does level the playing field a bit more and allow Sydney Parham to have that penalty lead, but we'll see how that continues throughout the season.
Dragons' penalty kill still perfect on the season. They're looking to extend that to 10 for 10. They just have to kill another 20 seconds. Vital rockets that wide and misses on the rebound. Chance here, though. Bradeau with Davis in the middle. Fired. That one's blocked by Ledwick. Just a very tough play there by Ledwick, stopping that shot. 4 seconds for Parham, and 3 and 2. And the Brunswick Dragons penalty kill is 10 for 10 on the season. Just amazing. 6:40. One of the best things about the boys hockey that they did today was they went 2 for 5 on the power play. Something very encouraging for the season. Meanwhile, the girls hockey team's penalty kill is 10 for 10. Kaz, anything to say?
Like and subscribe if you're a fan and enjoying this broadcast. We get to as many games as we can. Often on the Instagram, we'll be informing you where we're at on the day. But yeah, it means the world to us, and it costs you nothing. So
hit that red button and click that red button and hit that bell for notifications about when our live streams will begin. And here's a hit into the boards by Cantway. No penalty there. But the officials, I guess, she's trying to tie Sydney Parham for the team leading in penalties. But the officials won't give it to her. .5:35 left in our third period.
Now I'm sad to say, Robert, we have not had any halftime or intermission interviews today. I think we're gonna pray for a post-game interview from a student of some sort, but we have just had no success yet today with an interview.
I'm sorry, guys. Lauren Livesey with the puck now. Of course, her twin brother, Ryan Livesey. He gave up 14 goals today.
That was an unnecessary comment from Robert Bowen. To the Livesey family, we would like to issue a formal apology.
But he also had a lot of really great saves against a Falmouth team that is one of the best teams in the state. So, Ryan, you played great, man. You had a lot of great saves. Livesey played great today. That's what I thought.
Both Liveseys have played great today. Lauren just gotten in the third period here, but is playing at a high level.
Sydney Parham will look to clear. That one is wide. Livesey in the corner. Down to 3 minutes and 50 seconds left. And still just pinned up in the corner. The official will blow the whistle. Is that going to be a delay of game penalty? Maybe. Is that something that exists? I've never seen this before. Oh. That's the cross-checkings. Oh. It's going to be, wow, Jillian Countway is not going to like this. It's Sydney Parham again. She takes a 2-penalty lead on the team for leading in penalties with a cross-check. Unbelievable. This is, folks, we just did not expect this. Sydney Parham with 4, everyone else with 2 or 0. That's her second penalty pretty recently as well. Second of this third period. But the Dragons' penalty kill is 10 for 10 on the season, and I'm not afraid of the announcers' jinx, Kaz. They're killing this one too.
I mean, there's something to be said that the Dragons. I almost feel safer when they are down a player. Because 10 penalty kills. That's 20 minutes of live ice time in which they have not conceded a.
Ooh.
Surely, ref.
And there you go.
Ref.
A tripping call on Ella Davis, and that is 11 for 11 on the season on the penalty kill. Just incredible. So we'll get 4-on-4 for the next 90 seconds, and the Dragon, no, 4-on-4 for the next 90 seconds, and then 32 seconds of Dragons power play here, down 6-0, 3:14 left in the third.
Robert, I'd like to say, you're often great at many things you do. You're a natural athlete.
I'm sensing a butt here.
You have a lot of great skills, but this penalty sheet you've printed out for us, I've tried to use it on probably 15 to 20 occasions, but it has just been one of the most useless things ever. I mean, we'll hold it up to the camera in a second just to show you guys what we're looking at. It is not useful.
Well, all right. I feel like I've used it a lot in the past, but sure, Kaz. Countway will fall here. Ella Davis in for tripping. Sydney Parham has a minute left on her cross-checking minor. And then the Dragons will have 30 seconds of power play. Ledwick into the zone. She will fire from the high slot, gloved by DeRozier.
And another big save from DeRozier, who has just been unstoppable tonight, quite frankly. I mean, an immovable object. And now the question we're all asking is, Solveig Ledwick, the unstoppable force, and DeRozier, the immovable object. What wins?
4-on-4 does equal more space, more offense. Ledwick will cut back, she'll fire, it's deflected, and goes into the corner. 2:20 left in our third period here, folks. And I do believe the comeback is off the table, down 6-0 here. But this is a very, very good Dragons offense. Kaz, they need to put one on the board in these last 2 minutes to have just some morale booster. It's a great offense. Get the confidence up. We know they can do it. putting one on the board here would be very good, and Vital will look to do it and have it taken away.
Yeah, I think there's all kind. I mean, this would be the time to do it. There, Sydney Parham's penalty releases in 4, 3, 2, 1, and we are hoping that is the final countdown of Sydney Parham penalties for the day. Just 2, nothing too bad at all. But Dragons need all 5 on the ice right now.
Ledwick into the zone. She'll fire glove by DeRozier. 16 seconds left in that Ella Davis tripping minor. And then we'll be back to 5-on-5 play for the final. 1:13 of the game. There we go. 6-0 is the Penobscot lead. Dearborn will clear it out of the zone, and that'll do it for... Now, it's only 30 seconds of power play. Do I still count it as a failed power play conversion? I'm going to, just to be harsh. Dragons fall to 0 for 3 on the night on the power play. Even if it was only 30 seconds, we're going to be critical. I do believe they're yet to score a power play goal this season, Kaz. Of course, only 3 games in.
But they have conceded a few goals while on the power play. I believe we saw the Dragons concede 2 in the preseason.
Against Biddeford, they did allow 2 shorthanded goals. That is correct.
That was not their finest moment, but the season is still early. Still plenty of time to recover here.
0 for 4. That's correct, right?
Yes.
Face-off won by Ledwick. 50 seconds left. Can the Dragons get one on the board? Sylvan Ledwick will look to do just that. Into the zone. Has Countway open in the middle. Ledwick will look to fire from the slot and just wide. Countway, though. 39 seconds. McCormick around the boards. Looks down the middle, deflected and frozen in the paint by DeRozier.
DeRozier has been, the equivalent of prime Shaquille O'Neal tonight. Just a paint monster. Just an unstoppable force. She must have, according to the board, 0 saves. But that's
0 saves. I kind of doubt that.
That can't be right.
Parham with a nice tie-up. Now gets back to McCormick. McCormick with space. High slot. She'll fire it wide. Countway gets it. 25 seconds. Backhanded toward the net. DeRozier dropped it with the glove. Countway down the middle. Trying to jam it in that post. Cannot. Down to 16 seconds. Vital banks it off the boards. 10 seconds. One last chance for Brunswick to get one on the board here with 8, 7, 6, 5. Ledwick, one last shot. It won't go. Penobscot clears. And the Penobscot Pioneers travel 2 hours south. Sorry, an hour and a half south. Let's not exaggerate. Travel an hour and a half south from their various towns and beat the Brunswick Dragons, the defending Class A South champions, 6-0.
It's obviously not the way the Dragons wanted that to go, but there are some good takeaways still. We saw bright spots from a lot of players. We saw, a lot of good looks on net, a lot of good shots, and on the right day, those will fall. It's just a great goalkeeping performance tonight. I think the Dragons' offense, despite not scoring, did look good. They possessed for most of the game. I think that they just got unlucky tonight. That's all I have to say.
Correct me because I was wrong. Both these teams are in the North, so the Dragons are the defending Class A North. Of course, there is only one class. Northern Regional champions from last season. Penobscot currently was ranked number 2 in the North out of 6 teams, and the Dragons were ranked number 4. And I assume that Penobscot will raise up to number 1 as they advance to 2-1 on the season.
Hit at number 6, she didn't pick up the stick. Literally, she just was there pushing people. Fetched her stick.
Kaz, wonderful student section tonight for the Dragons. We actually have 3 fans with us now. Guys, what do we think about the game?
Clapped, bro.
We hate number 6.
Number 6 is a dog who fetched her own stick.
We do appreciate and respect all players from all teams. That was the reaction of a student section that was not too excited about the turnout. I believe they're referencing the time when Bella Saucier did not recover her stick after a scrum.
Thank you so much for joining us here, folks. 4 games in one day here on Brunswick High Sports Network, and Brunswick won 0 of them. So that's how that went.
Good night, folks. We'll see you soon.
Thank you for joining us. It's been a great day of hockey here. Love this sport. Of course, next week we get into the real season for the other 3 teams, and the regular season continues for girls hockey. They play Wednesday in Lewiston. Boys basketball has one last preseason game on Tuesday, and then they play their first real game on Thursday of next week, and then on Friday is the first boys hockey game against Greeley. I hope you'll be tuning in for all of those, folks. Thank you for joining us. Penobscot wins 6-0.